还记得我是谁。因为要名片的这个举动，让我发现贵人是可以自己创造的。后来当业务，我才知道，原来这就叫做一场成功的陌生开发。
In my acceptance speech, I thanked my mentor, who was also my senior. I got to know him in an elective class. At that time, many seniors were invited to come back to the campus to give a speech. At that time, I got to know a sporadic career business, but I didn't think much of it, so I asked him for a name card after class, and I told him that I want to become a training management position like him. When I graduated a year later, the training program was cancelled. And I'm not sure that if he guessed that I will still stick to him to find him, but I'm pretty sure that he will remember who I am. Asking for a name card made me realize that we can find our own mentor or the people who appreciate us. Then, when I started to be a salesperson, I realized that this was a successful cold calling.
从第2个舞台到第3个舞台，具体超过半年的时间，但体感时间好像才一眨眼，因为那时候我365天天天都在工作。每当休假，客户找我，我随口随到，表定上班时间9点，实际下班时间也是晚上9点到12点。大家准备休息的时候，反而是新手业务冲刺的关键。所以每次服务客户之前，都需要下很多的功夫去熟悉产品、准备资料、开发客户，还有学习应对。不只是把所学的融会贯通，还要找出适合自己的方法。有时候一忙忘了时间，还会接到保全的电话，提醒说：“你走之前要记得上锁哦。”然后这个电话我也接了几次，差不多会在凌晨2点的时候准时响起。
It has been almost a half year since from the second stage to the third stage. But for me, it just feels like a blink because I work 24/7 without rest. Even during the holiday, if the customer needs assistance, then I was one call away. Our working hours are supposed to be 6 to 9, but actually our off-duty hours were always around 9 to 12. When everybody was ready to rest, it's the key moment for rookies to study. Every time before we serving a customers, we need to give a lot of effort to familiar with the products, to practice how to face problems and connect to the customers. When we need to master all these skills, we also need to find our own suitable way. So when sometimes I will just work too late and I will receive call from the security guard at 2 a.m. and reminds me that I need to close the door while I'm leaving the office, which I received this call quite a few times.
有太多人呢去描述业务的高薪跟自由，却很少人去揭露背后的辛苦跟代价。如果说问我怎么坚持下去的，我想是那些很令人感动的瞬间吧。我记得有一个愿意给新人机会的一对夫妻，为了移民需要，我在路边打下长长的讯息道谢。也记得一对从彰化坐高铁上来的母女，女儿带着跟我一样的心情北漂，妈妈看到台北租的环境是这么的困境，所以决定买下一间房子才可以安心。还记得向公司表扬我的一个医生娘，我陪着她从3个小孩的日常动线里找到一个最佳解。那一年，我用渺小的力量实现了一点点的居住正义。 也用我的青春实践着越努力越幸运的说法。
Many people talk about the salespeople's high salary and freedom, but fewer talk about the hard work and health. I think the heartwarming moments drove me to continue my work. And I still remember the couple who were willing to give me chances to deal with their problems about real estate urgently for immigrating. The day was cold while I felt warmed. I texted lots of messages with gratitude on the side of the road. And I kept in mind that there was a lady and her daughter who came from Zhanghua by taking the high-speed rail. The daughter has the same feeling with me about drifting to Taipei. And the lady found it difficult to find a rental house in Taipei, so she couldn't feel released until she bought one for her daughter. I also remembered the lady who married a doctor. She pressed me in front of my boss because I accompanied her to find the best routine for her 3 children. At that year, I used my little power to realize housing justice and fulfilling the saying of the more effort you make, the more fortune you get by spending my lifetime.
第3个难忘的舞台是被入选储备店长。那时候的我已经从新手业务长大，在得新人王奖项之后，成为 Top Sales， 一路拿下了个人业绩第一、团体业绩第一，也获得客户提名的感动服务奖，还有收获同事们的厚爱，票选的 MVP。前前后后大概有几次上台说话的机会。但唯一被我收藏的舞台，就是这个以储备店长身份上的台。比起去讲我怎么做到这些业绩，我更想去分享说经营这些客户的心法。本来就没有一招半式闯天下的这种捷径，只有找到自己的优势，走出一条跟别人不一样的路，才可以在已经很饱和的人才市场中脱颖而出。所以我期许自己。可以不当小池子里的大鱼，要当鱼群里最特别的一尾鱼。
To be selected as an associate manager was my unforgettable third stage. At that time, I was not a rookie anymore. After being chosen as the top sales, I also won the personal and group performance on my sales achievement. And thanks to my clients' nomination, I also won the touching service prize. And I got many chances to give talk on stage, but the chance I valued the most was that one I was selected as an associate manager. It's because I prefer to share how to do customers management rather than share how to sell products. There is no shortcut in life. If I want to be outstanding in this world, I need to choose the less traveled road and I need to find my own advantage. So if I were fishing a pond, I wish I could be the special one instead of the biggest one.
那年生日呢，我终于让自己放假了，暂时跳脱角逐的奖项，还有放下那些不能落后的排名啊，不管那些永远回不完的讯息。我忽然发现，那些业绩跟奖金好像都没有给我带来太多前进的动力，反而都是一种松一口气的感觉，感觉自己没有辜负指导过我的前辈，帮助过我的同事，给过我机会的客户。如果说在房市低点投入房地产做业务是勇敢， 那决定放下业务成绩离开的我，应该就叫疯狂了吧？因为我的离开不是去别的地方做业务，而是我打算不做业务了。即使我已经可以赚到比同龄人更多的钱，但我隐约觉得工作除了赚钱以外，应该还能赋予其他的价值吧。
On that year of my birthday, I finally took a vacation. I left the awards behind, the ranking, the messages that can never be replied to. I realized that those performances and bonuses didn't seem to bring much of motivation, but a sense of relief. I feel like I didn't let down my mentor who helped me, the colleagues who also helped me, and clients who gave me opportunities. If it is brave to be a salesperson at a low point of the real estate markets, then it should be called crazy to let go all the performances behind. Even though I could already earn more money than my peers, but I still feel there should be more value than just making money in work.
带着这样的疑问，我就走上了我的第4个舞台。人生最犹豫的时刻，应该就是我从业务离职吧，因为那意味着我要放弃调过的底薪，然后还没有领完的奖金，也终结我经营许久的商圈人脉，在不同的世界重新开始，继续当个匍匐前进的新人。但我还是选择离开了，即使这个决定做得很慢。嘴上说是离开，但我心里想更多的是去追寻。商学院一路念了10年，也曾经把行销工作当做自己的首选。那我佩服那些同学直接从低薪开始熬的刻苦，但骨子里也不太想屈就大环境的不友善，所以只有一条比较迂回的路，虽然花时间多走几步，但也可以一步步向自己的理想靠近。
So I took this question to my 4th stage. Probably the most hesitant moment of my life is to quit the business, because that meant that I had to give up the higher salary, the bonus, the business circle, and the contacts that I had managed for a long time. Then I had to start over in a different world and continue to grow as a rookie. But I still choose to laugh. Even if I make this decision was slow. Although I say it is to go, but my heart is to pursue it. I had been studying business for 10 years and once chose sales as my first job. I admire that some students for their hard work from a low salary. However, to be honest, I didn't want to endure the unfriendly environment, so I had to take a twist and turn route. Although it took a few more steps, but it could also be a step closer to my dream.
在人生的每个阶段，也许我们会有不同的追求，那难免需要转换跑道，又或者是我们可能在职涯初期比较迷惘，需要花一点时间和力气，才可以找到自己真正的兴趣方向。但在现在的职场文化，现成的即战力才是公司比较想看见的人才。因此，跨领域转职，首先要解决的问题，就是在没有经验之下，怎么去找到新旧工作之间的共通点。我就开始整理作品集、活动照片，列出一些数据化的业绩表现，还自学考了数位行销的证照。我想，一场成功的跨领域转职，应该是可以复制过去的经验，又在新的领域发挥优势，替公司和自己 都创造价值，达成利己利他的双赢条件。
We might have different things, different kinds of pursuit in our life. We might even need to track our track, or at the beginning of working our career, we must give effort to find our true path. But in nowadays workplace culture, the company only wants the employees have the battle ready. So the first problem that we need to solve before changing job across the field is we need to find the connection between old and new jobs. I started to manage my portfolio and the activity photos and my business performance data. And I also self-learned a digital marketing license. In my opinion, a successful changing job across the field is using the experience to help you in the new workplace, to create value for the company and yourselves, and to reach the win-win situation.
在比较少数愿意给机会的面试中，我最常听到的灵魂拷问就是：你赚这么多，表现这么好，为什么还要放弃这个高薪业务的工作呢？一开始听到这些问题，我确实会越答越没信心，甚至也对自己做出的决定动摇。但或许是面试流程也越来越熟悉，而这些答案我也重复过很多次，所以在最后一个面试中，我已经可以很坚定地说，也许对很多人来说，做业务是跨出舒适圈，但现在对我来说，不做业务才是跨出舒适圈。听说是这段话让我从近500人的海选中获得最终7个储备干部的名额。
In a few interviews, the challenging question I heard often is that why you quit a job with high salary, you earn a lot and perform well. I become more and more incompetent when hearing of these questions, but maybe I get familiar with the process of interview after and repeated the answer for many times. So in the last interview, I could say differently that to many people, being a salesperson is stepping out of comfort zone, but to me, not being a salesperson means stepping out of my comfort zone. It seems that these words make me choose and get the quota of management trainees, which is 7 out of 500 people in the audition.
在跨领域转职到数位协销工作之后，我意外收获到，原来业务真的是一个可以带着走的技能。在面试的时候，业务工作会优先被看到，因为业绩就是一张可以被数据化的成绩单。那在团队合作的时候呢，大家也会相信你的专业，因为你有过第一线销售的视角，可以把比较高大上的行销策略落实得更务实一点。我才发现人生其实没有白走的路，每一步都很值得。曾经我也很想撕掉业务这个标签，如今我其实很庆幸可以走过业务这条路。当你永远不安现状，勇于改变，相信自己不止如此，那每个结束都会是另一个开始。
After changing my career to digital marketing industry, I realized that the skills required as a salesperson are handy because the performance can be digitized to be seen first in an interview. And in teamwork, people will trust your profession because you have experience selling products on front line. So you can also practice those fancy marketing strategies. So it helped me understand that every role every step I took in my life is meaningful. So I used to want to remove the label as a salesperson from me, but now I'm glad I didn't. So if you never be happy with the status quo, try to be braver and believe that you can always do much more than every ending will means another beginning.
在数位行销储备干部的第一个轮调，我是担任产品行销经理。如果要用3个 hashtag 去总结这份工作的话，那我第一个会觉得是八爪章鱼，就是对内呢有很多的跨部门沟通，对外也需要跟很多的厂商去做对接。第二个呢，我觉得是一个称职的绿叶，虽然好像是陪业务去见客户，但是一个产品的成败也是由你来负责。第三个我想说的是大艺术家，因为你要想出很多行销的把戏，吸引消费者来买，也要想办法让业务有动力去卖。在我发现就是离开业务环境之后，谈钱的方式也没有变得比较隐晦。说到底，一间公司要可以永续经营下去，各部门都是要想办法让业绩成长。所以我好像也开始可以明白，为什么之前会有人说第一份工作很适合做业务。
As a digital marketing management trainee, the first job rotation is to be a product marketing manager. If I had to sum up this job with 3 hashtags, the first one will be octopus, because there will be a lot of communication across different departments inside the company, and outside the company there will be different firms. The second one will be supporting role. Although you are only accompanying a salesperson to meet the clients, but the results is still up to you. The third one I would like to say is great artist. You need to make a lot of tricks for the salesperson to sell, also the clients to buy. After I left the environment of being a salesperson, I found out that the way of doing business didn't become more obscure. All the departments in a company need to make performances in order to make the company sustainable. At this point, I can understand why people kept saying that it is suitable to be a salesperson as a first job.
机会来的时候，往往跟你想的可能不太一样。因为储备干部的轮调制度，我被分到了，第2个轮调被分到了海外行销部门。那必须站上的第5个舞台呢，就是画面中要去马来西亚担任数位行销讲师。在这个之前，我是没有讲课经验，也没有像各位有良好的外语能力。但公司跟我说，这个任务最重要的是如何打开海外新市场，然后带领团队创造业绩，就当地遇到的一些困境去想一些解决方案。他们更看重的是我前一个部门的产品行销知识，还有前一份工作累积的业务经验。所以我就从业务行销之路开启了外派讲师之旅，也从负责几个数位广告的产品呢，到管理一间马来西亚海外分公司。
When the opportunity comes, it's always different from what you think. Due to the rotation system of associate manager, I was assigned to the overseas marketing department. So the 5th stage I had was to become a digital marketing instructor in Malaysia. I had no teaching experience before this, and I was not a good foreign speaker. Still, the company told me that the most important task was opening the new market and leading the team to produce results and so on. What they valued more was my knowledge of product marketing in my previous department and the business experience I had at my previous job. So I went from business marketing to lecturing abroad, managing several digital advertising products, and to managing an overseas branch in Malaysia.
因为这个海外行销部门的关系，我解锁了很多人生的第一次。第一次坐10几个小时的飞机到欧洲，去德国参加了世界数位行销展，也到荷兰参观小孩提防的19座风车，见识到风车里还可以住人。第一次亲身感受到东南亚的热情，去马来西亚讲了6个小时的课。才发现台湾的一切在当地的华人圈是多么受欢迎，也第一次因为工作飞日本，在东京参加亚洲数位广告周这个年度盛事，还有很多的第一次，像是跨国远距工作，帮忙培训业务，在董事会进行汇报，参加了海外分公司整体的快速成长，培养属于自己的团队。很多从来没有过的体验，都是我没有想象过的。
Thanks to the overseas departments, I've unlocked so many first time in my life. It was my first time to took a 10 hours flight to Europe and went to Germany to participate in the Mexico. I also went to visit the 19th windmill in Kinderdijk in Netherlands, and I realized that the windmill can live in. And I also, it's for my first time to experience the enthusiasm of the Southeast Asia. I went to Malaysia, teach for 6 hours, and it turns out that I found out the local Chinese circle is really love everything in Taiwan. I also went to Japan for the business trip to participate the annual of the Asia Digital Advertising Week. I have also unlocked so many first time in my life, such as reporting to my director and to participate in the rapid growth in the overseas branch and so on. And so these many experiences that I have never had before are all imagination that I never had.
我在国外待最久的一次是完整1个月在马来西亚。有天晚上，我看着吉隆坡的夜景，突然感觉1个月的外派时光好漫长。我走到阳台，看着夜景，突然觉得夜景很美，可是我很迷惘。当下电话能拨出去的没有几通，可以对话的人没有几个。我突然想起，每次出差要回台湾的最后一天，我好像都会默默的在免税店疯狂刷卡，就好像是把那些没能说的压力往肚里吞，然后再说服自己说这是努力过后的犒赏。那一刻，我开始在想，这个别人眼中很梦幻的工作，真的有带给我所渴望的生活吗？而当我们很努力去追求什么的时候，是不是也将失去些什么呢？
I have stayed in Malaysia for the whole month, and it's the longest time I have stayed abroad. One night I looked at the night scene in Kuala Lumpur and thought of the endless busy street. I walked to the balcony and overlooked the night view, retail buildings. I was wondering that how many people were willing to be down by me to have a chat. Suddenly, an idea came to me that every time on the last day before I'm returning back to Taiwan, I always spend lots of money in the duty-free shop to depress myself by rewarding after working hard. At this moment, I ask myself that whether the work considered fantastic by others brought life I wanted. When we are striving for something, are we also going